The first car we're going to drive is the Vauxhall VX220. First shown in 1999 at the London Motor Show, it offers a more civilised drive than the car it shares its chassis with, the Lotus Elise. Although the car is built by Lotus at their Vauxhall factory, the VX220 definitely had its own identity. In fact, 90% of the parts used are purely Vauxhall, including the engine, which is the biggest of our three test cars, a lovely 2.2 unit. Well, first impressions of the VX220 is that it really is the ultimate boy racer's roadster. It feels like a racing car. It's low to the ground, tiny little steering wheel made by Momo, another racing touch, and a real racing seat. You get your shoulders in, and you really can imagine yourself going down the Vauxhall straight in the middle of Le Mans. Well, in terms of the gearbox, well, again, it's a bit like a race car. It clunks through the gears. But rumour has it they've kept the Vectra gearbox, and that's where Vauxhall have won out. It's very smooth power delivery, and although it clunks through those gears, it doesn't feel that way. Same with the acceleration and the braking. You can accelerate hard, but it doesn't jolt you back. And likewise, under braking, it isn't a jolt forward like it would be, I suppose, in a racing situation. It really feels quite smooth. But in terms of its handling around the corners, it's perfect. Interior, once again, very minimal. It's again like a race car. But if you're a gadget freak, well, this isn't the car for you. There's no gadgets to play with on the car itself. The buttons that they've got are very simple. And in fact, even if you were a gadget freak and you brought your own gadgets like your mobile phone or your PC, there's nowhere to put them. In terms of the exterior of the car, well, at first I wasn't actually over keen, but really it does grow on you. It's a real head turner. Everybody notices it wherever it is, whether it be in the town or down the country roads. There's only 3,000 of them made each year, and that's another reason why perhaps this will be something quite special if you did invest into it. At just under 23 grand, it's the most expensive of the cars that we're testing today. But having said that, it's certainly worth it. It's got a lot of things packed into it, and it's designed, as we said before, to be the ultimate boy racer's roadster. It might be a little bit tough on some people. As I said, the chassis is very hard. You feel every bump. It's not easy to get in and out of. The roof's a little bit fiddly compared to some of the other roadsters. There are a few blind spots. It's not easy to see out of the back, and there's certainly a blind spot over the right-hand shoulder. Over a long period around the M25 or down the M1 for 5 hours, this wouldn't be the car I'd be driving. Having said that, in short spurts, this car has everything a roadster wants. The Vauxhall VX220 at just under 23 grand is the most expensive of our three cars, but I reckon it's worth it. The 2.2 litre engine is excellent, has bags of power and a good top speed. With 0 to 60 in a smidgen over 6 seconds, it rivals some of its more expensive counterparts, and it's also not going to break the bank insurance-wise. And if you can see past the fact that it's not got a Lotus badge on it, then you've got a great little car. There's no doubt about it, the VX220 is every bit a high-performance roadster. And though it's more refined than the Lotus Elise, it's still not the easiest of cars to get in and out of.